When I was at school, there was a boy called Jack Truman who sadly passed away from a rare type of cancer. And due to that, Anthony Nolan came to the school to speak to us about the importance of a stem cell transplant. At the time, I didn't actually sign up, even though they came to the school and gave us all the information that we needed. I still had my worries, especially about football. I was worried about how it would impact me at football, whether I wouldn't be able to play and things like that. So at the time, I didn't actually sign up. However, looking back at it now, I was totally wrong. The process is so simple and it only impacts you for a couple of days, depending on what form of donation you do. I think there's a real misunderstanding about the words stem cell or bone marrow. Everybody seems to think that it's going to be this painful thing when really the processes aren't actually that bad. 90% of the time it's done through your bloodstream rather than through bone marrow, so it's a lot less painful and the recovery is a lot less. Fast forward a couple of years and an Anthony Nolan post pops up on my social media on my phone, so I start looking into the information on their website. There's a lot of information that you can look at, and after looking at all the information that they've got available, I instantly wanted to sign up to it. Signing up to the Anthony Nolan register was such a simple process. I basically went on to their website and filled out an online form. They then check if you're eligible to be on the register, and they'll send out a swab kit. The swab kit basically gets sent to your house, and you have to swab the insides of your cheeks, and you just pop it back into the envelope and send it away back to them. Once you send the swabs back, Anthony Nolan, they'll basically test the swabs, and from that they'll put you onto the register, and you can sit on the register up until I think you're 61, and in between that time, basically Anthony Nolan can match you to somebody, and if they do, they'll basically contact you back. Once you're on the register, you get told as well that it could be weeks, months, or you might not actually match with anybody. So over the years, it's something that I've kind of forgotten that I was on the register. You sort of forget about it, other than getting a few emails here or there about obviously Anthony Nolan and things that they do. So yeah, I kind of forgot about it up until December, and that's when I got an email to say that I could be a potential match for someone. When I got the email to say that I was a potential match for somebody, I was a bit taken back to begin with, but then it sort of sunk in, like what I could actually be doing for somebody. At first though, I thought that the email was a spam email, because obviously you don't hear from them. That's been about 6 years that I've not heard anything. So I had to check the numbers at the bottom of the email to make sure that it was real, and then I think that's the moment that I realised what I could actually be doing for somebody. The following week after getting an email to say that I could be a potential match, I had a nurse come to the house, and they basically took blood samples from me and then sent them back to Anthony Nolan. Probably a couple of weeks later, I got the results back, and it basically confirmed that I was a compatible match for somebody, and that I could go ahead with doing a donation. From that point, I was basically told the estimated dates of when I could do my donation, and I was sent down for a medical appointment in London. So basically I got a full body MOT just to see if I was fit and healthy, and from that point we could go ahead with the donation. On the 4th of March, I'll be doing my donation. I'll be doing it through a process called PBSC. So basically the donation's done through your bloodstream rather than through bone marrow. This is the most common process that Anthony Nolan will use. Like I said before, it's used 90% of the time rather than through your bone marrow. So basically I'll be hooked up to a machine with a cannula in each arm. The blood gets taken out of one arm, goes into the machine, and they basically take out the stem cells and some plasma, and then pump the rest of your blood back into your bloodstream through the other arm. I'll be hooked up to that for about 4 to 5 hours, and if they collect enough stem cells that day, then I won't need to do a donation the following day. But if they don't collect enough, then I'll be doing the same process again the following day. On the lead up to my donation, I'll be taking some injections. The injections basically help to boost the amount of stem cells that your body produces. So you have to take them for 4 days on the lead up to your donation. So I'll start them at the weekend on the lead up to my donation on the Tuesday. The recovery time after a PBSC donation is about 2 to 3 days, so the recovery is really not that bad compared to if you were to get bone marrow transplant done. The whole process has gone quite quickly, obviously from getting first contacted in December to now about to do my donation next week, which is about 3 months timeline wise. Anthony and Nolan have been absolutely amazing throughout the whole process. They've always got somebody on the other end of a phone call or an email to make sure that any worries or questions that you've got are answered. You actually get a specific person who's your coordinator, and like I say, any questions that you've got, they'll always have the answers to help. You've always got a coordinator who's specifically there for you to contact, so they'll answer any questions that you've got, and like I say, any worries that you've got, they'll definitely put them to the side. I'm quite fortunate that my work have been really understanding with the whole process, and basically they're covering the time off that I need to take, but I know a lot of people aren't as lucky as what I am with work, so Anthony and Nolan, they basically cover all your expenses, so if you need to take time off work, they'll cover that. They also organise your travel, your accommodation and things as well, depending on where your donation's taking place. Thistle have been really good. Obviously I'm going to miss the game on Sunday because I've got to do the injections, so that's got some side effects along with it, so I've been told that I should just take the game off, but like I say, I've got the opportunity where I can go and help save somebody's life, and some things are a lot bigger than football, so Thistle have been very understanding with that as well. There are over 2,000 people in the UK every year that are in need of a bone marrow or a stem cell transplant, but there's only 2% of people in the UK that are actually signed up to a register so that they can donate. I would highly encourage anybody aged 16 to 30 to sign up if you're eligible. Like I say, you could be going and helping somebody that really needs it, giving them a second chance at life. I know it's not for everybody, but even if you go onto their website and you look at the information that's available to you, because there's a ton of it on their website, it certainly would help to ease any worries that you've got, and yeah, I would highly encourage everybody to sign up. It literally takes about 10 minutes to register your interest, to be on the register, and that would be you one step closer to being a lifesaver.